Okay, good morning. Yeah, good afternoon, sorry. Yeah, good afternoon, distinguished guests and our colleagues. I'm Xia Haiping, that's principal of the Experimental School of Foreign Languages affiliated to ECNU. So first of all, on behalf of all the staff, I would like to avail the opportunity to extend our warm welcome to our distinguished guests, President and Vice President of Moscow State Pedagogical University. Thank you for coming. And it's really a great honor and pleasure for us, for our school, to have you as our guests. An old Chinese saying may express our hospitality. Isn't it a great pleasure to have friends coming from afar? We have long heard of your university, Moscow State Pedagogical University. It is a world-famous academic institution with a time-honored history and has fostered many prominent world-famous talents. So, such as we have got the educator and the writer here. I think that they are famous also in China. And Mr. Shemahab, President of the university, is also well known to the world for the achievements in the field of mathematics and education. In a world, your university enjoys a high reputation in China. And please allow me to briefly introduce our school to our distinguished guests. Our school, the Experimental School of Foreign Languages affiliated to East China Normal University, briefly called ESFL, is a public school jointly funded by East China Normal University and the Putuo government, with students ranging across 9 school years, from grade 1 to grade 9, covers the primary session and the junior high school session. I am deeply convinced that we are fortunate to get a lot of support from East China Normal University and the Education Bureau of Putuo District. ECNU recommends excellent graduates to enrich our school faculty team. Besides, it forms a team of specialists comprised of prominent principals and senior teachers from Shanghai, headed by National Training Center for Secondary School, in order to guide the development of school curricula and teachers. And these are the core values of our school. They are integrity, independence, and initiative. And our school, ESFL, is committed to promoting the best habits of independent thinking and learning in pursuit of excellence, providing a broadly based education education designed to enable all the ESFLers to discover their strengths and to make the most of their talents. Fostering self-confidence, enthusiasm, perseverance, tolerance, and honesty. And here are some basic information of our school. The website is www.esfl.sh.cn. And here we have got our email box, that is at esfl.sh.cn, and our newspaper, school newspaper, ESFL Times. And we have our official WeChat site, that is ESFL Gazette. So ESFL will follow the principle of standard development, spiritual improvement, supporting innovation. And we aim to foster cultured modern citizens who are patriotic and international oriented, able to think, communicate, and motivate. So according to our education goals, we are developing our special curriculum, that is ESFL focus curriculum. The curriculum is special to our school, ESFL. So here we have got focus curriculum. Focus, as the name suggests, focuses on the development of the students. Focus on the expansion of the students' horizon. This is the school curriculum. And here, F stands for fundamental. We try to enhance fundamental English courses. So we take Oxford English as the main line to complete the unified English curriculum requirements. And O stands for orientation. In grade 1 and grade 2, that is in the primary school session, we invite the overseas teachers to give us English class. And in the junior high school session, that is grade 6 and grade 7, we learn side by side. And C stands for challenging. Challenging. We try to teach science, math, art in English to the students. So here we try to provide a real environment for language exchange and to enrich the students' learning experience. And the U stands for universal. Universal, besides English, because our school is a foreign languages school, so we have got German, Spanish, and French for junior high school students to choose from. We hope that each student in our school can speak English and another foreign language. And the S stands for social activities. We hold different kinds of activities on the Western festivals such as Halloween, Christmas. And we have got English club, English song contests, and English creative drama contest. So this is the focus curriculum special to ESFL. Now, so that is the interpretation of fundamental courses and orientation courses. These are some of the pictures told by the overseas teachers in our classroom. Let's have a quick browse of all these courses. Now this is a challenging course, that is Teach Math in English. This is for grade, that is for grade 6. And this is Teaching Science in English. We will teach grade 1 students science in English. For example, what object does a magnet attract? Right. And this is our universal courses, that is the second foreign languages learning. And these are the social activities. That's on Halloween, the activities on Halloween, on Christmas. Okay, and I think that these are the special courses, special curriculum in ESFL. And our distinguished guest, Mr. Chamo Han, is an expert at mathematics and education. I think perhaps you may be more interested in math, science, and IT courses. Now, let's welcome our teacher to briefly introduce these courses. Yeah, thank you.
It's a great honor to stand over here to give a brief introduction about the school curriculum. So let's have a brief overview of the curriculum in ESFL. Today, we're going to say something about mathematics and information technology, and physics, chemistry, and science. So first, we're going to talk about mathematics. In ESFL, the mathematics is, we think that is a kind of the study of the quantitative relationships and special forms. And it is also a scientific language and a tool which is gradually formed in the abstract summary of objective phenomena. And we think it is also an important part of human culture. The core idea, we think it is the inclusive teaching and stratified teaching. Inclusive teaching means that it's not only for one student, it's for all the students in ESFL, for them to accept the mathematics education. And for the stratified teaching, it means that for students in different levels, they will get different improvement. And this is the mathematics quality, altogether 4 steps. Number 1, knowledge and skills of mathematics. This is going to discuss in details next. First, we're going to talk about the ideas and methods of mathematics. This part, usually it includes, for example, the induction, analogy, and conjecture, something like that. And then the higher part is ability of mathematics. Usually, students in our school, they try to know about, for example, deduction and the spatial imagination, something. And the last part, the consciousness and culture of mathematics. This part is for them to know for example, the logical thinking of the math. So usually these 4 parts is the mathematics quality. And then let's talk about the knowledge and skills of mathematics that as for students trying to know. First, number and operation. And then question and algebra, function and analysis. Number 4, graphics and geometry. Number 5, data processing and probability statistics. The objectives of mathematics, we think the first one is to get basic knowledge and skills and ideas of what is math. And then to form the good habits for the students. For example, they need to learn the diligence, the independent thinking, which is actually very important, and cooperation, reflection, and to know how to ask questions and to solve these questions. Number 3, to foster their ability to analyze and solve problems. This is basically the information about mathematics. And then it is the information technology, which is we think it is IT. The theory of this curriculum, 3 aspects. The first is about its objectives. It is to promote the development of students in information society. And the characteristics of this content, we think is typical and open. And about how to implement this course, we think it focuses on the project activities, since the students have already got the skills of know how to search information on the internet. The core quality, as you can see here, it includes 3 aspects. The first one is knowledge and skills. The knowledge and skills, for example, they need to know, for example, how to use, how to operate those different IT tools. And about the second one, the ability to solve the problems with those knowledge. Usually we think they need to know the knowledge about how to process, how to manage, and how to choose different information technology tools. And number 3, the code of conduct in information society. For this part, usually they need to know the awareness of information security and something like that. Then let's come to the implementation of the curriculum. 3 aspects: the IT knowledge and information processing, and the relationship among the technology, society, and human beings. About how to give the lessons of this curriculum, usually we have 3 aspects. Here, the first one is mission-driven. The mission-driven means that first give them missions, and then comes to the students' activities. And then for the students to have a discussion about what they have done. The last one is to have a conclusion under the teacher's direction. Next is the group work, for them to focus on practice and exploration. For this part, usually there are 6 phases. First one is to specify requirements and divide the whole students in the groups so that they can carry out activities and to have a discussion and to know how to organize their own materials, finally to give a presentation. For the last part, that is comes to the electronic classroom system. Usually when it comes to this part, we need to know something about the equipments in our school. First one, the school network. Our school network, it is available to access 100 megabyte optical fiber to desktop and 1,000 megabyte to Putuo district main and 1 gigabyte to the internet. And since we have 2 campuses, and where we are now actually is the Chujialang Road campus, and we have 44 computers here. And in another campus, there are 43 computers, which is actually can be used to serve teaching, school teaching of information technology. Then it comes to the science, the physics, chemistry, and science. Here, science actually is designed for grade 6 and 7. This is actually a connection curriculum for their elementary stage and the higher stage, for example, grade 8 and grade 9, which is physics is for grade 8 and chemistry is for grade 9. Those objectives, first one, to get the basic knowledge and skills of these 3 curricula. And the second one is to know how to analyze and solve the simple problems or questions with the ways that they have learned from physics, chemistry, and science. Number 3 is to form their own scientific look so that they can know how to analyze the relationship between nature and environment, and also analyze the social phenomena. Then we're going to talk about the content of this 3 curricula. First is physics. Physics, as you can see here, there are 4 themes: substance, mechanical motion, and electromagnetic motion, and finally energy. For these 4 themes, everything has some more details. First one, molecule, atom, density, change of state, and galaxy for the substance. And then for the mechanical motion, students are going to learn the uniform motion in straight line to know the force and to know the simple machines as well as the pressure and balancing. And number 3, electromagnetic motion, they need to learn simple circuit and the simple electromagnetic phenomena and the light propagation. The last thing is energy. So the students, they will learn the mechanical energy, internal energy, and electric energy. And finally is a very important law for them, that is conversion and conservation of energy. Those are something for them to learn. Then the chemistry. The chemistry, first one, the science inquiry, so that they know how to develop scientific inquiry ability. And then the chemical substances around us. They need to know some substances around them. For example, the water, the solutions, the metals, and something like that. And then the mystery of substance. So usually in their life, there are some compounds and chemical substances, and they know the particles and the chemical elements. And then the chemical stages of substance. So usually they will know how to, the chemical changes, and they know the chemical reactions. And the very important one is that the law of conservation of mass. Then the last one is the chemical and the social development, so that they know something which they can use in their daily life and they can see in their daily life. For example, the common chemical synthesis materials, and so that they can know how to protect their environment and the importance of protect our environment. Then it comes to science. Since we have just mentioned, science curricula actually is a connection curricula. So there's some content actually which involves the content in the science and physics. So for example, the cell division, the particle model of substance, the energy and the resource, and solutions, which is actually in chemistry, and electric power, the universe and the space exploration. Altogether 15 themes for the science class. And the last part is about the experiments that students are going to have about these 3 curricula. For the physics, it is about explore the characteristics of plane mirror imaging and the convex lens imaging rule and the atmospheric pressure. For the chemistry, there is something like purification of crude salt and chemical change. Let's look at some pictures here. For example, the first one, the purification of crude salt, usually 3 steps: dissolution, filtration, and evaporation. Yes, and this is about the chemical change for students to observe how these things change. This actually is for the science. For the science curricula, what the students are going to do in this curricula. For example, they learn to use a microscope, the temporary slide, and the gap between particles, the ingredients of the air, and for example, the knowledge about the dissolution, and identify use the pH indicator and pH paper to test and identify the acidity and outline of those solutions. And they can also know how to grasp the skills of the dissection of pig eyes, actually. And the last one is they learn the properties of some metals in their daily life. So that is basically the introduction about the curricula in ESFL. Thank you very much.
Now let's welcome the president of the university to say something to our teachers. You can just it's okay.
Actually, I would like to start with a question. And one microphone. Yeah. No, more than I think we can talk a little bit without microphone. Is this courses of physics, chemistry, and science are in 1 year by one, or it's coming in parallel. So it is kind of 8th grade is physics, 9th chemistry, and 10th science, or how it happens. Yeah,
So actually the science course actually is for the students in grade 6 and grade 7. And for the physics for grade 8 and 9. Grade 8 and 9, and the chemistry grade 9.
Okay,
yes.
that was my guess, but perhaps I missed the point in your explanation. Okay, thank you. I think it's my impression is that you have a very good comprehensive curriculum in math and sciences, and I think it's in the dimension in what these subjects are developing in different countries. And I asked Mr. Principal, do you consider also joining international baccalaureate movement? I believe there should be some schools even in Shanghai which are trying to do international baccalaureate. Also, I think that it's very important that school is associated with university, that you can have both working force, labor force of students from university working with you, and also you help university to prepare early qualified teachers for other schools. So I think you can be kind of magnet school, and university can support you even more than doing today. And we are going to discuss with the leaders of the university that your school should have even more support. It's very good that you have good control of English, because really English is a universal language now. We should keep our own languages and support them and flourish them in our countries, but at the same time, of course, our children should have English. It's very good also that you have a second foreign language, and I hope that once upon a time you'll have also Russian language and Spanish language, etc. But of course it's not easy, but I believe that in modern world, languages like Spanish and Russian perhaps are also of interest, and for China especially, we are very, very much neighbors with your country. And also I think that your approach to projects and project style activity of students and teachers is has a very good perspective in schools and in university and in learning in general. We have an international movement which is called MILSET, M-I-L-S-E-T, MILSET, and there are no unique leader in this movement, but we participate in organizing some events, and this is about projects which are done by the school children from different schools, and they're coming together and to discuss their results and their approaches, and both teachers are coming with school boys and girls. This year, MILSET had its meeting in Russia, in Kaliningrad, which is western part of Russia, European part, and very close to Baltic states and to Poland and to some other European countries like Germany. And we had our students and teachers from 31 countries, I think, including Mexico and Iran and many other things. I feel that there could be somebody from China as well, but we would like to invite you to these activities. So I think that some more and more activities can also go through telecommunication via internet, video conferencing, etc. But of course, personal meetings like we are having now are also important. And we think that our students can communicate with the students in university, and school children from schools of Moscow would like to communicate with you. Today in English, not in Chinese and Russian. So I will pass your ideas and your vision on your courses to our schools in Moscow, and I hope and believe that some of these schools would like to communicate directly with you. And I also think that we have more relations with Shanghai University, and our professors will also come here, so that will be cooperation on different levels. So I wish you all the best, and thank you very much. And we are ready to share our vision on this subject teaching with you as well. Thank you very much. I can perhaps leave my bag here and but perhaps if you have any questions to our schools and to my university, we have here people who can translate from Chinese to Russian or to English. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, do you want to discuss with our president?
Мои войти, мне думаю.
Сколько у нас минут еще?
12 минут. 12.
Yes.
Yeah, but we are actually going to short in time, so perhaps we'll just
Pass through the space and then leave.
Actually today we have got a lot of teachers, or the representatives of our teachers. Yeah, we have got math teacher here, and physics teacher, chemistry teacher, science teacher, and English teacher here. Okay, I think that it's really a very good chance for us to, to listen to the speech of the president of the university. And I think that this is the brief introduction of our school and of our curriculum. And we sincerely hope that, our distinguished guests will give us your valuable suggestions. And we hope you will enjoy your stay in Shanghai, in ECNU. And I hope that, if possible, we can cooperate later. Okay. Thank you very much for your coming. Thank you.
One last remark. I will have my lecture at the university today.
Oh, really?
And I believe it will be recorded and will be available on the internet or in other means to school teachers. And it will be on mathematics and computer science and using ICT in school subjects. And perhaps something will be of interest for you.
You will have the guest speech.
I am going to speak.
Today?
Today.
Okay. Now, let's take the two presidents to walk around our campus. Okay.
We can also make a photo if you want. Together with the
Together we can take a photo. Okay. 好，我们一起照一张合影，好吗？好，我们先在这边照一张合影，好吗？ Okay. Okay, yeah. 来呀，一起来。这边也好，到下面再去拍一张。过来，我先拍一张。前面一张，前面一张。那里站一点，那里站一点。太宽了，太宽了。那我们请一点，那可以紧凑一点。
You have very young
就是
school.
站在一排，站在一排，站在一排，
Teachers and principal are very young.
Oh, yeah.